coming up in this week's episode.
Welcome to the big one, our final episode from our Lessons from a Lap Year mini-series, where we share the details on the things we wish we had known before we hit the road, what we would do differently, and all the lessons we have learnt across our 2.5 years travelling full-time around Australia. Plus, we share the details on how to get your hands on our comprehensive Road Trip Ready ebook, including all the information from the mini-series, safety and towing checklists, budget template, maps, apps and resources, our favourite recipes and so much more. Be sure to subscribe and join us for all of the adventure.
Okay, before we get into this week's episode, we are super excited to let you know that our Road Trip Ready e-guide is now available. It is live on our website, thefeelgoodfamily.com. Just check it out underneath the shop tab.
Yes, and it's over 80 pages, jam-packed with all the information that you need to know, whether you are a green nomad, a grey nomad, or still dreaming about your Aussie adventures.
This is the guide that we wish we had before we hit the road, and best of all, we have made it affordable for everyone. In fact, it is less than the cost of one night camping.
How awesome is that? Plus, we are including an exclusive audio book, our Lessons from a Lap Year series. With every purchase, we can't wait for you to check it out.
All right, grab yourself a drink. It's time to get on with the episode. Enjoy. Welcome back to this, our final installment of Lessons from a Lap Year. Amazing, 2.5 years full-time on the road, 80,000 kilometres down the track. We've zigzagged across this country. We've seen the sights and had the lights. It has absolutely exceeded our expectations. It is the world's best backyard.
Yeah, look, we would say to you,
amazing.
If you are dreaming, if there is something inside of you, you binge watch on YouTube and you think, gosh, wouldn't it be amazing to do that? Take some steps towards your dream. Do it. If we can, you can. You will not regret it. It is amazing. And if you have got children, do it with them now and make those incredible memories.
Yes, and we've said it in the first installment, and that is grab yourself a whiteboard, stick it in front of your TV.
Yep.
Make that your new focus.
Yep. Make a plan. Make it happen.
Yeah.
My goodness, if we can do it, so can you. And we will help you. Give you as much information.
I love the Katie jig when she gets a bit excited. No alcohol necessary. Look at that.
That's water.
All right. Sure it is. All right, let's get into it. This is the big one. We know that this is the one that most people want to probably watch. It is what we've actually learned while we've been travelling around this incredible country, and also what we would change.
What would we do differently?
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's start with what we have learned. Before we do, I'm going to throw this quote out there. We got this from Keep Your Daydream over in the States. They got it from someone else. But anyway, it is, you only get 18 summers with your kids.
Oh, I know. It hurts when you think about it. It makes me teary when I think Jasper is turning 6 already this year, and I don't know how that is even possible that he can be that old already. It goes by in a heartbeat. blink and you miss it.
Yes.
Make the most of it. We are here once. This place is amazing. Spend
Love
time
it.
with your kids.
It ain't a rehearsal.
No way, baby.
All right, are we ready?
Let's do this.
Okay, and don't grab your pens.
No, don't
Just-
grab your pens.
Yeah, just watch these episodes over and over, or
Or we have put together a fully comprehensive ebook that is jam-packed with all of the information, the tips, the resources, all of those little nuggets that we have given to you over this 3-part series. It is in this ebook. It is available for purchase on our website. It is a way of us being able to give value to you. And if you purchase it, that also supports us, keeps us on the road, keeps us creating content as well. We just want to share as much as we can. We were total newbies. We have learnt so much in the time that we've been on the road. And if any of this can help one family or one couple or one solo traveller take that leap and get on the road, it is so worth it for us. Anyway, let's do it.
Okay, and then alternatively, if you are looking for another free option and the budget is, a little tight, then check out the podcast, because we'll be talking all of this content during our weekly podcast as well. You can find that info there.
Awesome.
For free.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. What we have learnt: slow down.
Oh, on so many levels.
Yes.
Yes.
And look, you travel slower. 90 kilometres an hour seems to be the sweet spot for our towing setup.
Mm-hmm.
You save on fuel.
Yep.
You probably are driving at a much safer speed.
Mm-hmm. You see more.
Yeah. And
There's
you'll
no
still
need to
get
hurry.
there. No. And there's enough space for everyone.
Slow down. It actually should be the mantra for your new life on the road, because you want to do that personally. You want to do that, emotionally and mentally as well. Just slow down.
All right.
Okay, next one. Drive to conditions.
Yes.
Just because you're in the Northern Territory and the speed sign says 130 doesn't mean you need to do it. And we saw way too many people who were trying to do that. Drive to the conditions. Stay safe.
Love it. Always get fuel, even if you don't need it.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is, if you hit the halfway mark and you're coming into a town that's got fuel, fill up. It's better to be full than empty. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely. And more when you're in those outback or remote regions of Australia.
Yes, fantastic.
Okay, another really good one, and we have made this mistake a couple of times. Check ahead for where you can find potable water, where you can fill your water tanks. Don't go driving somewhere remote with empty tanks. And then remember when you get there that you haven't filled them up. You need water more than anything when you are on the road. You need to have access to water.
The perfect example of this one was over on the Ningaloo Reef. The sign even says, water station. I should be right.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Remote locations equals remote prices. Yeah, look, it is what it is.
Yep.
The further out you get, the higher the prices are. They're not remotely anywhere near where you would be used to paying for them. You just have to suck it up.
Yeah, you do. It is what it is. And when you think about what it takes to get those items out there for us to be able to access, it does make it a little bit easier. Okay, next one. Do a load of washing before you go. If you've got a washing machine in your van, do a load of washing before you hit the road of a morning. Get to where you're going, hang it out. Easy peasy. You don't have to think about it when you get there. You've got more time to sit down, relax.
Fantastic. Okay, freeze meals and defrost on travel days. This is an awesome one, because the worst question that you can ask your wife at the end of a travel day is, what's for dinner? I've learnt that.
I don't like that question at all. So being able to whip something out of the freezer, I sit it in the sink as we're travelling, it defrosts, in the fridge it goes. Dinner's done. Makes it so much more enjoyable, and I don't want to kill my husband. While we're talking about food, have healthy snacks. Regardless of whether you are a travelling family or not, have healthy snacks for your travel days, because If you've got kids in the car, you will know that they eat constantly. I have no idea where they put it, but it seems to be when they're sitting in the car, they're hungrier than they've ever been in their entire life ever. And it also stops you from pulling into the fast food places, the takeaways, the service stations, picking up something that, look, you're not going to enjoy. It's not going to be good for you. Are you licking your lips? And you're going to save money. Have healthy snacks.
I love Kit Kats.
On travel days?
Yeah, except when they're like $3.50. You're kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't stop me from not buying them. Healthy snacks is a great idea. Okay.
Yep.
Stop every couple of hours. We hear this one. It's drummed into, Australia's road fatigue fatality is ridiculously high and unnecessary.
Yep.
So stop and have a cuppa. Let your kids use their incredible sixth sense, their internal beacon that's able to spot a playground from the outskirts of any township, pull over and actually have a run around with them, push them on the swing.
Yeah.
It makes for better travel days, doesn't it?
Yes, happier little humans.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Another really good tip while we're talking about stopping is every time you stop, take the 5 seconds it's going to take you to walk around your van or your rig, no matter what you are in. Do those checks. Put a visual on things like the stabiliser arms. Make sure that the lights are working properly. It takes nothing of your time to do that and could save an incident that you don't want to find yourself in.
Look, we have had a stabiliser leg drop while we've been driving under tow, 100 kilometres an hour. You're like, whoa, that's a pretty full-on noise. You don't know what's going on. Anyway, that can be prevented with checking. Just check every time, just do a walk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kids, bathroom.
Oh my gosh, this is a lesson that we just can't seem to learn.
It's a rookie mistake that unfortunately does get repeated. We are getting better. It doesn't matter whether they have just weed at the last spot, 10, 20 minutes ago. Wee them again. Just every time you stop.
Make your kids go to the bathroom. An emergency wee is what we now call it. I don't care if you don't need one. Out you get and go and do one, because guaranteed you will have just stopped, and then a few minutes later Jasper will put his little finger up and say, I need a wee.
And it goes from that to this wiggling, highly strung child, panicking in like 2 minutes flat. So it can be hard to pull over.
Yeah, it adds
in
stress.
In these remote places. So do that.
Okay. While we're talking about going to the bathroom, don't run out of toilet chemical. No matter what you use in your cassette, make sure that you don't run out, because that's never fun. No. And in fact, while we're talking about that, have backups of those really essential items like your toilet paper, tissues, toothbrushes, because you just never know. You may not be able to find those things, especially if you are remote, especially if the shelves are empty in the grocery stores, which seems to be happening a bit lately.
Yes, good point. There are also products that are septic tank friendly. We've got some details on that on our gear page, thefeelgoodfamily.com/gear. Check that out if you want an alternative product that definitely works, we can vouch for.
Oh, for sure. Look, we've tried a heap of different things across our 2.5 years of travelling, and we now have an absolute winner that we swear by.
Where are we up to?
Here we go. Be prepared for biosecurity quarantine zones. We are talking about the regions around the country that are avoiding fruit fly. So as you will know if you've travelled to Tasmania on the Spirit, massive biosecurity there in Port Melbourne when you're boarding the Spirit of Tasmania. The same goes for regions like Mildura. Don't get caught out. Again, this is a rookie mistake that we've made over and over again.
Oh no.
Such a bummer. How do I forget about this sort of stuff?
This is like the third time we've been through Sunraysia.
Do you want a grape? These grapes
and
are so good.
had to basically throw out
Have a grape.
all
They're
of
so
our
lovely.
produce. Wow.
Clean hands.
Oh, how resourceful, Katie.
You end up either gorging yourself trying to eat as much as you can so you don't throw it away, or throwing it away, or you risk facing quite a large fine. So be prepared. Know in advance, okay, I'm about to cross a border. Let's eat, or let's camp for a few extra days and use that up.
Actually, before the Northern Territory WA border, crossing into WA there, we had all of these mangoes.
Yes!
Oh, we actually had loads of fruit, and we found this amazing green mango salsa salad.
Oh, we need to put a card in for that. It was amazing.
Can you include it in the ebook?
Yes.
Done. There you go. Awesome.
She says.
Now it's got a menu item in there as well. But that was an awesome one. We love that. Okay, trust your gut. We spoke about this in the last episode.
Yep.
Trust yourself. Your gut is probably spot on.
Yep.
If something feels a bit dodge, or that dude looks a little bit dodge, he's probably dodge.
Yeah, exactly. And to our next point, talk to your neighbours. Now, not just because, you know, we should be kind and everybody needs to get along, but you're going to get a feel for whether they're the kind of neighbours you'd be happy to live next to, or whether you need to keep rolling on down the street. So
yeah, you create a buddy system too by going and saying hello, introduce yourself. You know, the guy's probably going to have the tool you need, or he's going to have a hidden campsite that sounded amazing that he wants to share with you. It builds community, it builds trust, and in a lot of cases it can build a long life friendship as well.
Absolutely. We are in touch with so many people that we have camped beside or met on the road. Just awesome.
Fantastic. Okay, plan ahead for vehicle services while you're on the road. Now, Northern Territory and WA, 6 weeks out for us to get a service on the Hilux and a service on the van in Darwin. So, you know, you can't just roll up anymore.
No.
You actually need to phone ahead, so just be prepared for that. You don't want to miss maintenance either, because if something goes wrong, then it was something you could have prevented. That'd be pretty average.
Yeah, and keep up with your own maintenance on the road, on your vehicles, you know, doing those checks, keep on top of your tyre pressures, your Adams.
4Cs for tyre maintenance. Again, let's add that into the document, but we'll also put a link for that episode as well out there at Kings Canyon when he shared his maintenance. He's a firey in the Tasmanian Fire Department, and what they do around maintenance. He was
It's
spot
priceless
on.
information.
It was fantastic.
Yep.
Okay, let's go.
Keep up with your own personal maintenance as well. And
Yes.
this is a big one because you can easily fall into the holiday vibe trap, especially if you are going full-time for an indefinite, you know, trip around Australia.
Yeah.
Look after yourself. It can feel like a holiday. You can overeat. Trust us, we know. We ate and drank our way around Tasmania for the last couple of months. Make sure that you're looking after yourself as well. Do all of those sensible things. Get out and enjoy the environment and hike or do your exercise. Be sun smart. Definitely a big one.
I think the hiking is an amazing thing, you know. It is probably what brings us together most as a family. It absolutely gets all those little dolphins.
Endorphins.
Yeah, that's moving around, doesn't it? It makes you feel so alive, makes you feel good.
Yes.
You know, and it certainly makes for better rounded, well-adjusted kids.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
So don't forget yourself in this process either.
Okay, love it.
I think he's...
Here he comes. Here he comes, Daddy.
Go! 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 Go!
He's running his own race.
Oh, he's too quick.
No,
Oh, he's going back.
Wow, can you say you've ever raced an emu before, Dale?
You got free trophies.
You take yourself with you.
You sure do.
What does this mean? You know that your attitude and your mood is more than likely going to give you a pretty clear idea of what your day is going to be like. You know, and when you're getting out to some of these remote places, you've got to think these people are stuck in the middle of nowhere, normally without any real connection and communications, friends, circles, groups.
Yeah.
And they're dealing with the same travellers and sometimes the same questions. So be kind.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think whether you're a glass half full or a glass half empty kind of person, that is the experience that you are going to have. So just think about that when you're travelling. We have found that we are better people from being on the road, from living this lifestyle. We like each other more often than not. we still have our bad days.
Sure.
We're human. The beauty about being in such a small space is that, you know, there is only one door to slam if we do have an argument. You walk outside, you're in the environment. It's easy to get over it quickly. But you're definitely a better person for it, and we're a much stronger family unit for it as well.
Yeah, and other travelling families that we speak to say the same thing. Our kids are better humans and we're better parents. So. All right. Don't go somewhere because of the good opinion of someone else. That is, you've got this bucket list item or a location that you've dreamt of, you've stuck your photo on your office wall, you're finally getting to go there and someone goes, yeah, it's not that great, mate.
Yeah, we didn't really enjoy it.
Didn't rate it.
There's somewhere else better you should go. We have learnt through this very example that sometimes you shouldn't listen to the good opinion of others, and if it's somewhere that you really want to go, just go and experience it for yourself. And you know what, if you get out there and you go, yeah, actually they were 100% spot on, what have you got to lose? But if you don't go, then there's always going to be that little regret. What if? You know, what if they were a glass half empty person and I'm a glass half full?
And again, it's this, you know, you don't regret the things that you do, you end up regretting the things that you didn't do.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, take photos. Take more photos than you think you need to take. Take selfies of you and your family. Don't be embarrassed by it. Don't think that it's not a cool thing to do.
Yep.
Take photos. Make those memories. Cement those memories so that in 20, 50 years' time, you can look back on those photos and remember those incredible times that you had.
Perfect. Okay. Travelling around, running into grain nomads, you know, all of these families travelling around the country. A lot of the time, when it's cold in the south, you know, we're all heading north. When it's, you know, hot, we're heading south. So when you actually end up in cold climates, you probably haven't got all the gear with you because you've been chasing the sun.
Well, also too, carrying something for every season,
items,
it's just not possible.
No, that's right. Space and weight as well, but mostly space. And so this is that one time that we would say, particularly if you have kids, go to the op shop.
For sure.
Fit yourself out, particularly if you go to Tassie.
Yep.
Their national uniform down there, state uniform I should say, is Kathmandu.
Yeah. Oh, look, this is a tip that we got from some friends before we went to Tassie the first time. And we were like, oh my goodness, the realisation, we're about to sail on the Spirit of Tasmania. We don't have winter gear. And they said to us, don't worry about it. As soon as you get off the ship, go to the op shop, pick up some jackets, and then before you head back on the ship to the mainland, drop them back off. It is exactly what we did. They were amazing quality. They would have been a fifth of the price had we gone and bought new things.
Gotcha, you know. And Jasper too, we even got him some boots, some hiking boots, $4.
Yep. So again, just think about those things when you go to different regions and you're after different things, because you can find amazing things in these sorts of op shops.
Okay, do a recce. Use Google Maps to check the area if you are unsure of the access. Again, this was from the same family, gave me this tip.
Yeah.
Send the satellite up there to be your eyes and have a look if there's a turning circle or not that you can actually get in and out of. It's not much fun when you have to reverse, 200 metres down the street.
No,
so.
We're all about reducing the stress.
Yeah.
Okay, don't sweat the small stuff. I don't think we really need to elaborate on that, but seriously, don't sweat the small stuff. You don't need to.
No, that's right. And whenever you hit that point, that trigger point, jump in the water, jump in the ocean.
Yeah, that's a
You'll
good point.
soon sort your head out.
Yeah, or get into nature if you're not near the ocean.
Exactly. All right. Use phones two ways when reversing. Okay, so your mobile phone's great, but two ways are awesome if you don't have phone service. We use a system called Goal, which is basically once you've seen your site and you've pulled up the driver, Goal, get out and look.
Yeah, don't rely on the person helping you to reverse in if you are the driver. Seeing it with your own eyes is always going to help. And the amount of times that we have seen people where they're shouting at each other, you know, if you're on the phone or you've got your two ways, again, reduce the stress. Look, guaranteed, the one thing that is going to potentially put too much pressure on your relationship when you're travelling is the reversing of a caravan.
Yep, reversing, hitching, unhitching.
Yeah.
Those things.
Yeah, work together.
Okay, talk to locals. Hidden gems. You know, the best pub meal, the best locations, the must-do, the real juice of the town.
Yeah, the characters, the stories.
Visitor Information Centre. Every time, we say it every episode when we're travelling, go to the Visitor Information Centre, say g'day. Generally, volunteer-led, passionate locals that are either born and bred or just love their town.
Yep. Okay, next one. Get outback. Don't be afraid to travel into the outback. We were quite worried. We'd, again, never been anywhere that remote. We didn't know what to expect. We are going to include a whole heap of tips for travelling in the outback in our ebook as well. We've got a great YouTube episode dedicated 100% to travelling in the outback, what to expect, how to be prepared. But do it. It is amazing out there, and you will meet people like nowhere else in the country.
You know, it's a great tip too if you end up going full time or you have to travel during school holidays. It's probably going to be a quieter experience away from the east coast of Australia.
Yeah.
Those places are overpopulated because they are the most popular. Just head out back, head west.
Yep. Go
Love
west. Life is
Okay, do we need to give up the luxuries just because you're downsizing?
No, definitely not. We enjoyed certain things in our life, and we've been able to bring those into our van. Just because we're camping doesn't mean that we have to go without. We have our beautiful coffee machine that we use every single day.
Coffee cam. Hey, my coffee looks like a yin and yang. Okay. Coffee cam in corn or Jasper.
I have a hairdryer, a hair straightener. There are definitely things that you can take with you. You don't have to go without those little luxuries.
All right, download movies, have them on a flash drive. This is so important. You know, we've got a handful of DVDs there that are almost worn out because we weren't prepared. You know, and when you're hearing that same movie over and over on, 3 or 4 days of constant rain, it makes your head explode. Everyone's getting cabin fever.
Yeah.
Have a flash drive that has your versions,
kids'
parents,
versions.
and just make sure you've got a good backup plan. They don't take up any space. You can fit bloody 30 movies on there.
Yeah, amazing.
Amazing.
Okay, this one's for the parents who are thinking, geez, we'd love to do that, but we could never pull the kids out of school. They'll be missing out. They'll miss their friends. Yes, they may miss their friends, but they are going to make new friends on the road, and what they learn on the road is amazing.
Amazing.
We've met principals, ex-principals, teachers, so many different people from the education system on our travels who have all said to us, this is the best education. They're not going to miss out. So pull them out, whether that's for a few weeks, a term, a year, and do it.
Yes, kids learn organically.
It's amazing.
This is Australia's best living classroom.
Maybe and caused by that billboard. You come waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda. You come waltzing Matilda with me, and it goes to maybe hurt as he pops by that billboard. You come waltzing Matilda with me.
Woohoo!
Yep.
Amazing. All right, put your awning in. Always.
Yeah, enough said.
Yeah, look, if you're going out for the day, put your awning in.
Yep.
Who knows what's going to happen with the wind, unless you have your ground dogs.
Yes.
Yeah, so you've seen that review. Check those products out on our gear page. But yeah, otherwise, rule of thumb,
Yep. Put it
just
away.
put it away. Even at night before you go to bed. 2 a.m. when you've got, you know, it ends up making you have a pretty average day the next day.
Yep. Okay. You're not going to see it all. It is a sad reality. We have met a beautiful couple who have been doing their lap of Australia for the past 22 years, and they still haven't seen it all. So no matter
amazing.
how slow you go, this place is incredible. Everywhere is amazing. Pick your must-dos, you know, those bucket list experiences. Do what you can, but don't worry about trying to see it all, because you won't.
Excellent. Okay, be prepared to dig a decent size hole, and I mean, you know, 50 centimetres at least. And what we're talking about here is do have a shovel. I meant to include that in the gear section. Very important. And have a plastic bag so that if you do need to do a number 2 in the middle of, you know, Timbuktu, that you can not bury the toilet paper with it, because what happens is that a critter comes along, digs it all up, and that toilet paper ends up everywhere. Used toilet paper. We have seen it time and time again. You go to the most beautiful location and you see this and you just think, really lose your faith in people. But quite often it'll be because they haven't disposed of their toilet paper correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get great essentials for your tow vehicle, just making sure you've got those little bags so that you can put your rubbish in there. Some wipes, baby wipes are amazing. You can use them for so many different things, whether you've got kids or not.
Okay, let's move on.
Oh, don't forget this one. This is pretty funny.
Okay, we get asked all the time, which way do you recommend we go, clockwise or anti-clockwise? And I was talking to my brother about this, and he said to me, well, obviously anti-clockwise.
Obviously.
And I said, why? And he said, well, we drive on the left-hand side of the road in Australia, so, you know, with the price of fuel and everything, if you actually went anti-clockwise, then you will save a small amount on fuel because it's shorter.
Because we're on the inside lane.
Correct.
That's hysterical.
It's true. Amazing. So there you go. Anti-clockwise is the answer.
You've heard it first.
Okay, here it is. Drum roll, please. Things we would do differently.
There are a few.
Okay, let's start with our vehicles. We love our Hilux. It has not missed a beat. Would we get the same tow vehicle? Probably not.
Yeah.
Have we done some incredible builds on it? Evolution has been awesome if you've watched us from day dot.
Yes.
But we would have done a better research on it. And we probably would look at a smaller van, definitely a smaller setup.
Yeah, for sure. Easily a couple of feet could come off our van. Now that we've done what we've done and we know what we know, less is more, I think. And we'd still have everything that we need. We'd still have that space that we require, but perhaps a little bit less weight and a van that's easier to get in and out of some of the places that we find it difficult.
Definitely. And knowing the capability of your vehicle, not just the marketing spin.
Yeah.
Actually knowing what it means, we had no clue.
No, and it is really confusing when you're starting out. So do your research, find the experts, ask all the questions. I want the real information.
Yeah, and try and look at, if you can, unpaid reviews, not, you know. Yeah, something that is genuine.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. If you are buying a new vehicle, consider pre-registration upgrades carefully. It's mental, but you can get the same upgrades pre and post registration on a new or used vehicle in that instance, and it is a different outcome. So for pre-registration vehicles here in Queensland, you can have upgrades that change the GCM, the gross combined weight and or mass. If you do it after registration, it doesn't affect that. I mean, it just seems crazy, but anyway, just have a really good think about those upgrades if you're buying a new vehicle, and do your research and get them done pre-registration.
Yep, great tip.
Okay. We would have free camped much more in the early days.
Yes, but we were so scared and so worried about it. So we stuck to the caravan parks and we stayed in our safe zone. And there is nothing wrong with that. But the reason we tell you this is because we don't want you to be too scared of free camping either. Get out there. They are some of the most amazing places that we have stayed. And every time we pull up at a free camp, we have this feeling of, this really is living. We are true blue campers now. This is what it is all
Sticking
about.
it to the man.
Yeah, it's awesome.
A bit of that as well.
Yeah.
It's good. Okay. We thought we needed all the gear. We've said that, all the gadgets before we left. It is not true.
No.
It's much better to actually see what you need. Do those recce's, do those off-grid safety net ones, whether in your front yard or your mum and dad's front yard or your neighbours or whatever it is. But test it and see what you actually need.
Yeah, for sure. We've spent money on things that we thought we needed, we've never used, or, you know, we thought, oh, that'd be really good to have, and then it turned out that it was just a terrible item or it didn't suit our situation. So don't waste your money.
Great idea. Okay. Katie would have driven much more in the early days.
Yes, this is such a good point. And again, I think it comes down to fears and getting out of your comfort zone. But I so would have been behind that wheel more had I known that I was about to be thrown in the deep end with Paul breaking his ankle. So if you've got an opportunity to drive more often and you are not the number one driver, definitely do it. Keep that confidence up.
And again, go and do the towing course together.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's really great to have an actual expert giving you encouragement opposed to your spouse telling you off and telling you how to do something their way. Actually get someone to show you.
Yeah, way nicer.
Okay. Would have weighed the vehicles much earlier. We have spoken about this. You know, go and do a weigh-in. You'll very clearly know what weight is positioned over what axle.
Yep.
I mean, it is so finely tuned, those mobile weighs. Amazing.
Yeah. And it is safety. It is a massive safety issue, and you want to make sure that you're packing your van correctly and that you have it set up how it should be. So don't be worried that we're going to be overweight, because chances are you will be, but you'll be able to do something about it.
You'll be able to manage it better. And sometimes shifting weight from one part or to the vehicle can actually bring you back level, which is what was, our case. Okay. Here we go. Let go of fear much earlier. Decision, safety, the unknown.
Yep, all of those things. We really did have those fears with us for the first probably 6 months of our travels. And isn't hindsight an amazing thing to be able to look back and think, we could have let go so much earlier. Yes, you've taken a leap of faith. Yes, it's scary. Yes, you've probably got friends and family who think you've gone insane.
Irresponsible, we got told.
Yes. But if you can let go, it will make it so much richer, quicker for you.
Okay, I'm going to read this part because I love it. The beauty of the unknown and experiencing something unfamiliar is that you are forced to be in the moment. It is the perfect remedy for a busy person. Get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, it really is the best place to be, and it's the miracle zone as well. It's where the good stuff happens, the juice of life happens when you're out of your comfort zone. We are people that we never anticipated we would be. We have done things that we never thought we could do or that would be possible. You're stretching yourself as well. It's awesome.
Love it. Well said. Okay. We would have created a grab bag, an emergency safety bag before we set off so that we were ready, had the emergency plan in place.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you've heard us bang on about prior preparation, and it really is so important. Don't find yourself in a situation where you're worried about an emergency and not having those items at hand. You'll be frantic. Have your grab bag, have all of your emergency procedures in place, even if they're just up here. It just alleviate the stress.
And add on to that an emergency contact list.
Yes.
Okay, we spoke about that, I think, in episode 1 of this series. That is so fantastic. have that list in the glove box, have that list in the van.
Yep.
For some reason, your mobile's flat, you're in a situation you need to contact a certain person, you can't remember all these things, that will be so handy.
Yep, for sure.
Okay, would have had less stuff from the get-go. Less is easier, less stress. We are always culling. We do accumulate still. It's the same as living in our previous life in a house. You still
Stuff
accumulate
comes
stuff.
in, stuff's got to
goes
go.
out. Yeah.
I find that the stuff is one of my triggers. I get really stressed when our van starts to get too full of stuff.
Yes.
And it comes in cycles. I have to kick the boys out and say, okay, I'm going through every single cupboard. We are taking these bags down to the op shop. It's all really good stuff, but we're not using it, or Jasper's grown out of it. We don't need it. Less is more. And find things that have dual uses. That's another really good tip.
Yes, and a really great tip that we got from Wayne when we did our towing course was to put a sticker on everything that goes into the van when you're first getting it ready. And then as you use it, you take the sticker off. And then after a month, you look at everything that's still got a sticker on it and you go, what do you think?
Don't think
And
we
then
need
after
that.
3 months, then you can really see what's still got a sticker on it.
Yep.
We told this story once, remember? And Scotty Hillier said, should put a sticker on Paul. Thanks, Scotty. Hope you're well, mate.
Darling, your sticker came off straight away.
There you go. Okay. We would have meal planned better.
Oh, and we really still could. We're
Yes.
good at it sometimes, not so good at it other times. But meal planning, again, not only is it going to save you stress when you get that question of what is for dinner, it's also going to make your trips to the grocery store much easier because you know exactly what you want. And again, think about every shopping bag that you carry into that van. How much does that weigh? So
Yeah.
you don't want to just be out there pushing your trolley and getting all of those goodies and then taking those hundreds of kilos into your van. So meal planning, save your money, save your stress, keep you underweight.
Have 2 or 3 absolute go-tos. Wraps,
Yeah.
on travel days, amazing. Tuna rice,
Yes, one of
cheap and
Jasper's
cheerful.
favourites.
So easy.
Yeah.
Chuck a little cucumber in there and a little bit of cheese. It's like the best meal ever, he thinks.
He actually asked for tuna rice, cucumber and cheese
birthday.
for his 5th birthday meal. He loves it so much. Funny
I
boy.
love him. Okay, let's move on. We would have done a four-wheel drive training course.
Yeah, like a proper full-on, let's take you out into the tracks and show you what to do. And in fact, it's something that I'd really
Still love to do.
love
Yeah.
to put myself in that position, totally out of my comfort zone, because I'm still quite a lightweight when it comes to four-wheel driving. I still get nervous in situations, and I'd love to remove that fear and feel confident about it, because you don't have to be all hardcore, but it is awesome and fun to be able to go down on the beach or get off the beaten
Yeah.
track a little bit.
Okay, we would have researched and had a better understanding of solar power, harnessing the power of the sun.
Yeah.
Now that we've got it working and we know what we're doing and we understand it, and lithiums, and we are power hungry family because of what we use and how we run our business, it is awesome when it works. It is terrible when it doesn't.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. And you don't want to be somewhere and have those head scratching moments. Well, why isn't this working?
Yeah.
And why can't I do this?
Yeah.
So again, just education, education, education.
All right, the lucky last one. Here we go. Ask more questions. Again, the only stupid question is the one that you haven't asked.
Yeah, and the community is amazing. They will give you the answers. They will
Yes.
give you the answers whether you've asked the question or not.
Isn't that true?
Yeah.
But no, look, it is. I mean, the community is everything. And right when we set off, that was the first thing that we were a little bit like, what? You know, we finally ventured away from, you know, our corporate jobs and our lifestyle and all of that into the unknown, totally scared, green, got out to Caravan Gorge in central Queensland, and I haven't even finished really putting the awning out, and this guy John came over with 2 cans of 4X Gold and he goes, how you going, mate? And I thought he thought he knew me from work or something. And I said, hey, and he said, what's your name? I said, Paul. He said, John, where are you from? And that was it. And that has happened time and time again. People are incredibly friendly and they want to share the best of what they've experienced, whether that's a tool, a location, a campsite, whatever it is. People are about adding value. We love this community and, you know.
And you don't become a confident camper just by getting out there and doing it yourself. You become a confident camper by talking to people and getting those tips and those gems and that help and that advice. That's what's happened for us.
All right. That's it.
We're done.
Check out the ebook if you want it all in one place on your iPad or your phone or however you want to access it digitally. And we want to say thank you for your support, for being a part of our Feel Good family and joining us on our adventure around this incredible country. We are going to be taking the next 2 weeks off to spend some time with our family, long overdue. Yes, we're going to be putting our cameras away.
Yes.
No family photos, no memories.
You're hysterical. I'm sure we will still take family photos and make beautiful memories, but we will not be uploading content for the next 2 weeks on our YouTube channel. However, when we come back, we're back on the road again, baby.
Woo-hoo! And it is exciting. There is such an awesome amount of content coming your way for the rest of the year from the Feel Good family. So for now, we'll say thank you again. Look after yourself. Look after your family.
And happy trails.
Thanks for watching. Please do like, subscribe, and share our channel. And if you'd like more information on full-time RV travel and living, visit our website, thefeelgoodfamily.com. There you'll find loads of free resources, our weekly podcast, caravan cooking recipes, our monthly Go RV magazine articles, and much more. We look forward to seeing you next week. Take care of yourself and your family, and happy trails.